Meghan Markle's new lifestyle show, With Love, Meghan, just released on Netflix, and so far it is getting almost universally panned by critics and viewers alike. So far, The Guardian has published, "Kiss the Netflix deal goodbye. With Love, Meghan is so pointless it might be the Sussex's last TV show." He says, "The new show probably won't turn things around for her unless the broader public suddenly develops a hankering for long-form TV programs about a woman filling children's party bags with seeds and Manuka honey." She also was called Thirsty, and her show was called Joyless. Nobody wants to see Meghan making decorative ladybird crostini with Mindy Kaling. But I believe there is an audience for this, and it's hate watching. It's hate watching at its finest.
It depends on how. I mean, it's still up in the air and debatable about how effective hate watching actually is. Now, there's guilty pleasure watching, which is very different than hate watching.
Oh.
For
me, hate watching is a guilty pleasure.
Hate
so I
watching
guess I
hate watching is Velma. Hate watching is Velma. Guilty pleasure watching is 90 Day Fiance and
okay. Just
those
trashy
reality
shows.
TV shows. That's like, you don't even necessarily, like, I don't believe in the concept of guilty pleasure watching anyways. Like whatever you want and tell everybody else to F off. Who cares? But this is the type of thing where it's not guilty pleasure watching, because there's the idea that there's actual pleasure in watching it.
Sure.
And I don't know if anybody believes that there's actual pleasure in watching.
But people take great joy in dunking on Meghan Markle, and this gives them all the ammunition they'll need for the next year at least.
I have noticed in like weird increments, my timeline on X ends up being a bunch of people dunking on her, and I recognize, like, it's names that only show up when talking about her, right?
Yeah.
And there's such glee in their derision.
They specialize
like
in
there's nothing
Meghan Markle
other
dunking.
than maybe like my joking dunking on Bob Dylan, but like I don't care enough about Bob Dylan to like tweet about him.
Sure.
Like I care enough to mention it during the show if it comes up, but I would never like take time out of my day and use of my thumbs to like spend to put out multiple tweets in a day. Granted, I guess he's not really putting anything out in the public sphere to make it relevant, but there's nobody that I can think of that I care enough about, like that I hate so much that I get gleeful about dunking on that specific person. Now there's like franchises or like stupid choices that get made, but that's not about one specific person.
Yeah, there's definitely a Meghan Markle hate fan club.
Yeah.
Another review says Meghan Markle is less Martha Stewart, more Marie Antoinette in her new out-of-touch Netflix show With Love, Meghan. And she's also simultaneously launched the first product line with As Ever while her show is popping off. She says on her website, As Ever is more than a brand. It's a love language. Created by Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. She is all too happy to use that title now that she isn't saddled with any of the responsibilities.
Didn't she say the other day that Sussex is her last name?
Yes,
or something?
she's hammering that home for everyone. As Ever welcomes you to a collection of products, each inspired by Meghan's long-lasting love of cooking, entertaining, and hostessing with ease. This is crafted to elevate your everyday and inspire moments of joy. And she is now selling raspberry spread, limited edition wildflower honey, flower-shaped sprinkles, many different flavors of tea, shortbread cookie mix, and crepe mix.
Does she
on
have
her website?
Does she have a makeup line?
She really should. We brought this up the other day. Instead of trying to sell yourself as a Martha Stewart, just do what everyone else is doing. Have a fragrance. Have a makeup line.
There's just nobody buys, and I would almost feel bad if this was true. Like her whole life she's loved baking. But if it is true, then you've hired the absolute worst people on earth to try and put it across authentically. Mm-hmm. It's just that nobody believes. It's like what they did is they, like, some agent or manager plopped down a list of like female approved niches that you can have in the industry. You have your makeup niche, you have your your cooking niche. You have I guess clothing. What else?
Fragrances.
Like they plop those down in front of her. And
Maybe
she's
a memoir.
Yeah.
A poetry book.
And she's like, I choose this one.
Yeah.
And they're like, why? Do you love cooking? She's like, not really. But
we can convince people of anything.
Like
we have a 20 from
it just
Weary
comes
Traveler.
off as inauthentic.
Trans gay man, congrats to the CIA on a flawless victory. We have been completely demoralized. Yeah, whatever they're doing is working. Another review claimed that Markle failed to reimagine the genre of lifestyle programming with her new series. Another says this show is an exercise in narcissism filled with extravagant brunches, celebrity pals, and business plugs.
Well, then that's the problem. They should be leaning into that. They should make it really, really, really like intentionally self-absorbed rather than accidentally self-absorbed. They should have shots where she's like going to meet Mindy Kaling for lunch at a restaurant, and she like touches a regular person and like goes like this.
Ugh. She like shudders in disgust.
And like
she like goes on a luxury spa day with Brigitte Macron.
Yeah. And
goes to get facial feminization surgery with Brigitte Macron.
And asks security to please not allow people to breathe on her.
Yeah.
Or something. Like, again,
lean into
play to your strengths. Like, you can have Gwyneth Paltrow on there. She was just talking about how she drank herself through the Palisade fires.
Yeah. Go off.
In fact, you know what? Get drunk with Gwyneth Paltrow and just record it on your phone.
That'd be so good. I would be seated for that.
Like,
absolutely.
Everyone would tune in. I mean, I wouldn't because I don't care. But women would tune into that shit.
Exactly.
Women and gay men would love that shit.
Oh, of course.
Like,
I know I myself would love that shit.
Get drunk with rich, vapid celebrities and talk bad about people.
Yeah.
That's what you should do.
Like, we all know that's what you're doing in private anyway.
If John Cena can turn heel in the year what did they say in the year of our Lord 2025, if John Cena can turn heel, then you can do it now and reap the benefits. And then what I think you should do is you should write like a surrealist memoir where it's not actually like overdo it and talk about how much you hate everyone. And that you could sell it in the fiction section, but sell it as like a fake memoir. And it's just like you playing Meghan Markle. You know what it is? Make Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, a character. Like divorce Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, from Meghan Markle, the actual person.
Right, but she refuses to retire that brand because she wants the clout that comes with it and none of the expectations of etiquette and responsibility and discretion. I just sent you an article about this. I know it may be hard to believe that with the amount of hate Meghan Markle receives online, she has a dedicated fan base.
I mean, that's
but she actually has a whole army of them here in this selfie. Meghan Markle surprised a group of her longtime fans at a special screening of her new Netflix series With Love, Meghan, in the Lower East Side. Here she is soy-facing with all of these white women.
Is that wine or cognac? That's like right on brand.
They're just loving every minute of it. Do you see this?
Like the amount of SSRI and Xanax in that photo is just...
I see one man.
That's a Pfizer ad right
Someone
there.
brought their husband. The rest of them are a bunch of single women in their 20s and 30s.
That is a Pfizer ad if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, the mRNA is palpable through the screen. Thank you.
That one actually scared me.
I'm just basking in the glory of it. So yeah, I mean, apparently she has actual fans. This is a selfie of her and all 12 of her fans.
Sorry, I can't. This lady right here has just... There are some stories with her and her exes that she's nuts.
The world has done a number on her.
I guarantee you that she has written some Facebook posts, man, and they are insane.
She's like, look at me with the commoners. Oh. Now, a couple of clips from With Love, Meghan have been making the rounds on X and getting a lot of attention. First of all, Meghan is shown in this one clip berating Mindy Kaling for saying that her last name is Markle instead of Sussex. But let's take a look here at a compilation of her worst moments.
The world knows that Meghan Markle has eaten Jack in the Box and loves it.
It's so funny, too, that you keep saying Meghan Markle. You know I'm Sussex now. You have kids, and you go, no, I share my name with my children.
Yes.
And that feels so, I didn't know how meaningful it would be to me, but it just means so much to go, this is our family name. Husband and 3 dogs. It's not my perfume that's bringing them all in. My bacon brings all the boys to the yard.
And
Like, just stop. Just stop.
endlessly variable. And it's got a lot of magic in it.
I feel like you're watching.
I'm sorry, but the real version of her of this before is her like, oh, nobody wants to come to the kitchen until the food is ready. Nobody helps clean the dish. Like, unless there is a compilation of her like muttering under her breath angrily about having to do the dishes, it's fake.
And her cutting her finger open and
Yes.
screaming the F word.
We fall in love. It's very, very awkward.
I mean, let's be real. Like, I don't know if she makes her own food anyways.
No.
So.
No.
I'm so sorry. I'm blushing.
Meghan, I want to ask about your Luke.
My who?
Your Luke. Your look, Meghan.
Oh, my Luke.
Your Luke. Did I not say it right?
I don't know. I mean, like, you're way cooler than I am. I don't know what you're talking. My Luke. My
Yes.
look. She likes my Luke.
Your Luke.
Oh my gosh.
Your fashion is like one of my favorite things.
No, it's not.
Like, just that still.
They both look really
This
uncomfortable.
still of Meghan Markle being like, oh, shucks, you stop it. Stop complimenting me, please. But keep going.
They both look really uncomfortable. Like, okay, there have been days, like, during this show where everybody's had these days, like, when you do a show and you think you have more to say than you do, and then it feels like you're out in an island. And you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, everyone's been there. And the vibe is just a little bit off. That's this whole thing feels like the worst podcast episode you've ever seen.
And here they are in a kitchen that doesn't belong to Meghan Markle and pretending to be BFFs when they just met each other a few hours before they started filming. And you have Mindy Kaling just showering her with praise.
What they need to do next is they need to get her, and then Rachel Ray comes down and they start fighting, and then Martha Stewart's music hits and she comes down with the steel chair.
Now, here is a tip if you want to hostess the way that Meghan does. That is indispensable. Take pre-packaged food and you put it in a different package.
Put all of our energy into making those. This, we're just gonna put into a different peanut butter pretzels. I've been eating these forever and I love these so much.
She doesn't even sound like she believes that. She doesn't sound like she's ever eaten a peanut butter pretzel in her entire life.
Like, why are you whispering? And just put some twine on that.
Daniel loves peanut butter. I'm still gonna label this. You always want to be conscious if someone has a nut allergy.
See, the better version, she's like, I don't give a fuck if they have a nut allergy. like, bring your EpiPen, loser. Like, that's what she should be saying.
I'm packing this all up so I can take it home and prep the guest room. And now everything's ready for Daniel's arrival tonight. I can't wait.
So that was a little charcuterie board, I guess, that she put together for her gay best friend's sleepover. Take pretzels out of the labeled bag and put them into an unlabeled bag.
Yeah.
And then label the unlabeled bag.
Yeah.
She is a veritable Ina Garten.
I mean, I know that when we have people over, I switch out the Walmart bags that are in our garbage cans for the Target ones.
Yeah, that's a real tip.
That's a real tip.
Right
If you
there.
want to seem high class, put the Target bags in the garbage in your garbage can.
Now, here is where the hate kind of jumped the shark for me. Every outfit inside Meghan Markle's $170,000 wardrobe for her new Netflix show.
I mean, this was my favorite
This
part.
person must have stayed up all night looking up where her clothes come from and how much each one of them costs, putting them together in a listicle and calculating the final number, the final price tag. So it's true. I mean, they did clock her for this, but I don't think it's fair. I think that Meghan Markle, despite trying to seem relatable, definitely is an out-of-touch elite. However, would we be saying, like, Melania Trump is wearing clothes that are too expensive and they don't match?
But
they
one of
aren't,
the
they aren't
things-
befitting of the office of the First Lady.
But one of the things is that Trump doesn't like pretend like being rich is bad or
Exactly.
trying to be relatable.
Exactly. That's the disconnect.
He just is.
Here is that the Trumps have never pretended to be relatable middle-class people.
Correct.
Meghan Markle's problem is that she keeps trying to convince people that she's like them
We have a
while she's
20.
wearing Gucci loafers. Yeah. We have a 20 from Porco Rosso Forever. As a representative of the dudes leaving comments community, I'd like to say would. About Meghan Markle?
I mean, is that such a big statement?
No.
2025?
No. I mean, she's an attractive lady. Just as much as people try to dunk
Just
on
get
her.
the hell out of there as quickly as possible when you're done.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. She's wearing Cartier. She is wearing all of these designer brands in her show. But you know, sometimes she wears a watch from Zara, and that's really down to earth of her.
Yeah.
They just I don't know. Is this like
I
what they were going for?
I mean, I don't know if there was the we talked at one point that, like, she showed up one day to a meeting and they expected her to have ideas about her podcast.
Yeah, and
she
then
just assumed they were just going to have the ideas for her.
It became a row because
Yeah.
she was meeting with these producers and expect them to come up with all the ideas for her content when she has none because she has no personality.
Yeah.
And they had to kind of concoct one at the last minute, and this is what they came up with. It's not going so well for them.
It's not.
I really think she should hire you as a consultant.
I could get her
You
back
would
on
work
track.
wonders for her.
I could get her back
truly.
on track.
If she were willing to follow orders, but she won't take direction.
Yeah.
She wants
that's
all of the other people to
problem.
make up the ideas, but she won't take direction.
I think she has alt accounts.
To snoop on people?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I think that Meghan Markle runs one of her own hate accounts.
Think so?
I bet. I bet she's cyberbullying herself.
I don't know if I believe that. I believe that she could totally have alt accounts supporting her.
That too. She's hiring bot armies.
Yeah. I could.
But
I
then
could-
again, you see this picture of her with her fans, and you realize there are actually people out there who like her.
that photo was amazing. That
Yeah,
I need to know the life story of this woman. Right
that
here.
one specifically. She's sort of like that girl in the Rolling Stone cover of the TikTok party, the Cruel Kids table.
Yeah.
She
except
just
for
really stands out. She really pops.
the medicated kids table.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.